Need more snow. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but can you see the crust? See the fracture on the top crust there? It's actually pretty good traveling. Although there's some slush water down below this crust. I think it's from the rain. It could be from overflow as well. But so far I've been able to scoot over top and it hasn't soaked up. I'm camping in one of my favorite spots. You've seen this one before. My buddy Woolman and I stayed here about 3 weeks ago. There's hardly any snow. Check this out. Isn't that nice to come home to in the bush? There's some kindling and birch bark stash up there. This is nice and dry. Well, I'm hoping it was dry. We had some heavy rains here. Spruce and balsam boughs waiting to be reused. And these are stove skids for floating the stove, and then there's other pieces which are shims to get the right angle of the stove. So caching those saves a whole pile of work. And of course, the wood stash. Isn't that nice? All leaning up so it would drain the snow and the rain. Okay, to work. I had quite a time starting the fire. All the twigs and everything are covered with ice and frost from the freezing rain. So I had to get my knife out and fine split up some very fine splits with the tip of my knife and twisting it after I split some splits with the axe. It's still not burning very clean yet. Got the water on the boil. Let's see if I can touch that. It gets a little hot. There we go. To boil the water efficiently, you need to damp it down so that all the flames don't go up the pipe, so that they slow down and they lick the top of the stove and burn the gases more in the stove than in the pipe. But then your draw slows down. So I'll be splitting more wood and drying it here for tomorrow, and preparing lots of splits like this. Yeah, we're settled in now. Oh, I tried to get a fire going with my favorite fire starter, black spruce twigs, but those are all soaking wet. It virtually did nothing with, even with birch bark. It just sputtered, so I took it out. And now I'm drying some fresh ones there for tomorrow. There, that's a better burn. Got some coals in the stove now, although coals is relative. It's pine and spruce. Happily ensconced in my hot tent. The wood is quite wet outside because it got coated with freezing rain. So I made a bunch of splits, and even the birch bark was soaking wet and coated with ice, so I had to dry it. Got the beeswax candle going. Stuff drying. Thermarest self-inflating. I got my splits for the morning to ignite. Got more birch bark down there, but I'm going to be counting on these, and I might have to make some feather sticks. I might do that tonight after work. After dinner. Let's see what's for dinner here. What you're looking at there is dehydrated chicken and dehydrated mushrooms and onions and dehydrated wild rice. Those dark flecks there is dehydrated wild rice that's pre-cooked, because wild rice takes a long time to cook, so I dehydrate it. The other rice is just normal rice with olive oil and garlic. And just before it's ready, I'm going to add Tex-Mex seasoning, and it's going to be good. I'm going to move that back a bit here because that is hot. Yeah, the wind is howling outside. It's about minus 15. I'm roasting in here. I gotta open the door, it's so warm. Tell you, hot tenting is such a joy to do in winter. Okay, I think it's time for the Tex-Mex. This is Clubhouse Tex-Mex seasoning or spice. And I found the best way to use it is to add it just at the end. Like, don't cook with it or it'll lose its flavor. Put it right in at the end. Now, as with all rice dishes, it's good that you let it sit off the heat and let it steam in its own heat. I'm going to take this off the stove. Grab my glove. And just let that steam for a few minutes. I think we're ready. Yep, we're ready.